This is a special presentation of Tiger Sports on Alamo Sports and Talk 1230 and 101.9 FM.
Good morning and welcome to Albuquerque. You're listening to Alamo Sports and Talk 1230, 101.9. We are starting a little bit earlier than anticipated. We were going to start at 10 a.m. for the finish of this Rio Rancho Alamogordo game, but they are going to start it right now. So I was planning on jumping on the air at quarter till to do our pregame, but to let you know where we're at, it is a 7-2 ball game in the bottom of the sixth inning. Alamogordo's in front on the Richardson Motors scoreboard. And it is Reagan Rose at second. She is pinch running for Davi Gonzalez. And then at first base, it is Iceland Ortiz. And at the plate is Alexis Rodriguez. And back in the circle, Delicia Valdez. And the first pitch is high, and we are back underway. So this is, again, the completion of yesterday's game, which was paused due to lightning at about 6 o'clock. And then the rain came in and darkness became an issue, and so we weren't able to finish it up. But the Lady Tigers hold on. They'll play about 30 minutes after this one finishes, as it's in there for a strike, 1-1. And we'll play Cibola, who beat Albuquerque High yesterday 12-0. So thanks for tuning in, and we'll hear from our sponsors here in a little bit. We'll do a full, probably a longer than usual Otero Federal Credit Union pregame show heading into the next game, so we'll have about 30 minutes. That is coming up after this one finishes. 2-1. So Lady Tigers here are looking for a little bit of insurance to try and add on to their lead going to the top of the seventh. We were so close to finishing this game yesterday, but it's I don't necessarily think it's going to be a disadvantage for the Lady Tigers. Get a chance to get in some game action prior to playing Cibola, as that misses high. 3-1. And then Rose is going to get caught halfway between second and third, and she's going to get up to third. I don't know if that was intended or not, but they had tried to throw out a second, and she advanced to third. So the Lady Tigers now have that runner on third. If Alexis can hit a deep fly ball, they can add at least one run to the total here. And here's a pop-up that will go back behind home plate. And the count is 3-2 now. So runners in the corners here with one down. And the off-speed pitch misses, and that's another walk. And it was the one of the big stories yesterday was bases on balls. I think that's 8 or 9 now for Valdez. In fact, 3 of Alamogordo's runs all came in off of all of those came in off of bases on balls. 2 runs off of errors. And I think just 2 of the Lady Tiger runs actually came off of hits. Maddie Ruiz at the plate now as the pitch misses high. And the count is 1-0. Hitting from the left-hand side. Valdez, a left-handed pitcher. The 1-0. And that well is over the plate. And Rose going to try to score. She will not get there in time. And I think Coach Ronnie Reyes did not want Rose to try and score there. But it's second and third, and it'll be 2 here for Ruiz. So if she can come up with a base hit, the Lady Tigers can still add some runs. And first pitch is in there for a called strike, and the count is 2-1 now on Ruiz. 2-1 is going to miss a little bit high. And the count goes 3-1 now here to Ruiz. And the windup, here's the pitch. And that is going to miss down and in, and so another walk. And that puts Ruiz on. And it loads the bases again, and it'll be for Addison Chamberlain. That was something from the last game that was an issue for the Lady Tigers. I should say last game. It's the same game from yesterday, as the Lady Tigers left the bases loaded a lot. So they've left some runs up on the scoreboard. This is one that maybe could have been over with a 10-run rule yesterday, but just didn't work out that way. So Chamberlain to the plate now with the bases loaded and 2 down. And that first pitch is a called strike on the outside corner, and it's 0-1. Addie with a walk and an RBI in the second inning, a strikeout, and she also laid down a bunt in the 5th inning. Into the wind and the pitch. Outside. And the count evens up at 1-1. Or did she call a strike? Oh, I'm sorry, he called the strike. 0-2. Took a little while to get the signal out. So 2 strikes now on Chamberlain. And the pitch is at the letters, and the count is 1-2. Bases loaded for Chamberlain. I believe she had them, I think she had 2 on in the 3rd inning, and she struck out there. She swings and misses there, and the inning is over. So the Lady Tigers unable to add on anything. They'll go to the top of the 7th and try to finish this one out and move on to play Cibola in about 30 minutes from the finish of this game. We'll take a break and return here to Cibola High School in Albuquerque. It's Alamogordo leading Rio Rancho on the Richardson Motor scoreboard 7-2, and we'll return right after I can figure out how to take some commercials here. All right, we'll be back right after this.
Is your out-of-town bank or credit union giving you the best mortgage deal? Don't let loyalty cost you. This is Justin at First National Bank. Speak with one of our experts to learn how much you can save.
First National Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender, all subject to credit approval.
Dreaming of sandy beaches or unforgettable family adventures? This is Susie Orwell with First National Bank. A personal loan can help you discover your dream vacation. Apply today. It's closer than you think.
First National Bank, member FDIC, all subject to credit approval.
The Winter Circle has been outfitting champions for over 50 years in Otero County. Established in 1970 by our Gigi and Big John.
Let's show our school spirit. Whether you're a Tiger, Wildcat, Bear, or Chief, we can make t-shirts, sweatshirts, polos, and hats. And we do custom embroidery too. The Winter Circle does it all. Custom orders available for businesses, squadrons, and organizations like hats, polos, name tags, also trophies and awards.
Winter Circle,
1201 10th Street. Go Tiger! See you at the games!
Alamo Sports and Talk, 1230, 1019. We go to the top of the 7th. Lady Tigers need 3 outs to move on to the double elimination part of the tournament. And for Rio Rancho, it's kind of a second chance at life here. They get a full night's sleep and see if they can make something happen here in the top of the 7th inning and force this game on. Chloe Lenar's first pitch is a called strike on the outside corner. And I think that's the question, is how do these two teams react to having, sat for 12 hours or so? And does it change momentum or anything like that? And in there for a strike again, right at the belt. And Lenar gets ahead in the count 0-2. Left-handed hitting, number 30, Alex Nunez. She's the second pinch hitter, but the third different player to hit in this number 9 spot for Rio Rancho in this game. The 0-2, that's well outside, and Nunez will lay off. 1-2. to the line of the pitch. And a ground ball that'll go foul at the third base line. We'll keep it 1-2. So to be back to the top of the order for Rio Rancho, Alvarado and Tenorio. Alvarado's got a single. Tenorio's got a single. This is a Rio Rancho team that's gotten on base, but I will say after the second inning, the Lady Tigers really had control of the game. And Rio Rancho never sent more than 4 hitters up to the plate. The 1-2. High and outside, 2-2. Now, a beautiful day today. It was really nice yesterday until the rain rolled in about 6 o'clock. But bright and sunshiny. Not hot at all. A little bit of a breeze. So we should have no problem getting in the end of this game, and hopefully for the Lady Tigers, the second game as well. And that is on the outside corner, called strike 3, a check swing from Nunez.
Now batting, number 3.
And now Ali Alvarado will come to the plate for Rio Rancho. She is 1 for 2, a single and a walk, and a ground out. And she tries to get started what would need to be a big rally for her team to come back in this game. Down by 5. Getting the outside corner for a called strike, and it's 0-1. Kind of interesting looking over at the Rio Rancho coach. He's having a conversation with the third base umpire. Hard hit, but foul. That was a liner up the first base line, and it's 0-2. So I don't know. It's interesting. I mean, they've been in the middle of a conversation, it feels like, the whole bit of the inning. So I don't know if it's something to do with what's going on in the game or something else. But brought the foul ball back in, and Lunar's ahead in the count here, 0-2 with 1 out, and the base is empty. Top of the 7th inning. And the pitch. And that'll miss high. 1-2. Alvarado steps back in. And a 1-2 is a base hit. That'll get out into right field. Well, I tried to go to first, but Alvarado's got good speed.
Now batting,
Rodriguez came up with it. I did see that. That was, I think, in baseball recently. Yeah, I think the Tigers did that. Maybe against Gadsden. See it in softball a little bit more often, but anyway. It's a 1-out single, so it's a little bit of life here for Rio Rancho. And Jordan Tenorio comes to the plate. Laid down a bunt to move up Alvarado in the first. Hit by pitch in the second inning. And then a single in the 5th. So she's been on she's been on 2 of the 3 times. And I don't think there's any way you can be putting down sacrifices here. Now, if you can put down a good bunt and reach, that's one thing. 1-0 the count. Here's the pitch. And here is a little nubber. Oh, bit of trouble there for Alyssa Bautista. It was spinning as it was coming to her.
now batting, number 14, Alicia Valdez.
And there's 2 on. Hey, you could tell that had a weird spin as it was coming to her, and it just sort of rolled up her glove and her arm. Now, Lady Tigers have some room for error here, but you just don't want it to build. And here comes Delicia Valdez, who has grounded out twice and popped out. And here's Ludar. Going to miss outside. Count is 1-0. 1 out, 2 on. Top of the 7th. Lady Tigers trying to finish out this win. Move on to the double elimination part of the tournament. And trying to hit that outside corner against the lefty. Unable to hit there, and it's 2-0. And here comes the pitch. Ground ball. This is going to be at least a force at second. And it'll be runners at the corner, so the Lady Tigers get the second out of the inning. As Ortiz flipped it on to Kosum. So it's fielder's choice, 6-4. Tenorio was out on the play. Alvarado moved up to third. And now to be Lily Rose Larrabee to the plate. Runners on the corners and 2 down. And that's on the outside corner. Good movement on that fastball. Quick throw right back to Lunar in the hopes of maybe somebody was too far off the bag, but everybody back. And nobody really should be, you need base runners here if you're Rio Rancho. Nobody should be doing anything too crazy. And we're going to get a visit from Coach Ronnie Reyes, who's been a little irritated, maybe is the right words, and with a couple of things that have happened so far in this short end of this game. But I think as a coach, he probably realizes, trying to get back into your mode of, getting out there and getting back into what you're, you'd played a whole game, and now you got to try to finish off, an inning. So that can be kind of tough, and especially early in the morning. All those things can certainly play into that a little bit. All right, we're ready to go after the visit. And it's 0-1 here to the cleanup hitter, Lily Rose Larrabee. Runners on the corners. Almo's up by 5. That's low and outside. And the count evens up at 1-1. And the pitch. Gets the outside corner. She did. So Lady Tigers are a strike away from advancing in the Class 5A state tournament with runners on the corners for Rio Rancho and a 5-run lead for Alamogordo. The 1-2. And this is hit center field. That'll be a base hit. So Rio Rancho will get a run. RBI single for Larrabee. And Rio Rancho has made it 7-3. Alvarado scores on the play. And it's first and second here with still 2 outs. And Ariane Hernandez, who's been hit by a pitch, struck out and lined out. The tying run is in the on-deck circle, so still Lady Tigers are in a good position. And a check swing, she went around. And the count is 0-1. By the way, Lady Tigers switched things up. They were in their black uniforms yesterday. They're in their white uniforms with the black pinstripes today. And that pitch will just miss outside, and the count evens up at 1-1. Rio Rancho is in navy blue unis today with white pinstripes. And it says Rams across the front in green. The 1-1. That should be in there for a strike. It is. And again, the Lady Tigers are a strike away from advancing. 2 on, 2 out. Top of the 7th. Alamogordo in front 7-3 on the Richardson Motor scoreboard. As Lady Tiger fans trying to get their team hyped up. Trying to hit that outside corner, but just going to miss off. 2-2. Righty hitter, lefty pitcher. As here comes the 2-2. That's a little bit further outside. And the count full now, 3-2. Still trying to get that closeout pitch. Hernandez at the plate for Rio Rancho. 3-2. And it'll be fouled off, and we'll do it again. Well, Rio Rancho not going away quietly. Picked up a single. Reached on an error. Fielder's choice, then a single. So they've come up with some hits here, but Lady Tigers just need one more out. Runners will be going. Here's the 3-2. And a ground ball. And it's fielded cleanly by Bautista. Steps on the bag, and this one's over. and the Lady Tigers have won. 7-3 the final score for the Alamogordo Lady Tigers. We will come back and give you your Otero Federal Credit Union post-game show and then kind of move that into the pregame show for you as well, as the Lady Tigers will face off against the Cibola Lady Cougars coming up here in about 30 minutes. You're listening to Alamo Sports and Talk, 1230, 1019.
Looking to transform your home's exterior? Meet Rudy Ochoa. With years of experience in stucco, Rudy and his crew deliver quality craftsmanship and stunning flawless finishes. 575-442-6745.
We are the Veterans Health Administration, and our hands provide life-changing care to over 9 million veterans across more than 1,200 facilities nationwide. Join hands with us to make an impact in your community. Learn more at vacareers.va.gov.
Spring into a home equity loan with OFCU, offering a reduced home equity rate for your spring fixes. Now through the end of May, get a fixed rate of 5.99% APR for first lien position and 6.99% APR for second lien position. Unlock the equity in your home and save. Apply online today. OteroFCU.org. Other restrictions to apply. All in subject credit approval. Rates are based on credit worthiness. Federally insured by NCUA. Equal housing lender.
Our success is our success. We belong to you.
Ryan Richardson Motor Company wishes the Tigers an amazing winning season. May your efforts match your dreams. Buy, sell, or trade late model cars, trucks, and SUVs. Financing available. Stop by for a test drive and score an amazing deal with Ryan Richardson Motor Company. 318 South White Sands Boulevard or online at ryanrichardson.company. That's ryanrichardson.company.
Edward Jones is a proud sponsor of Alamogordo Lady Tiger Softball on Alamo Sports and Talk, KRSY 1230, 101.9. Call financial advisor Megan Wade at 575-434-5850 for all your investment needs. Edward Jones, member SIPC.
Overcoming drug addiction was difficult, but I found the path to recovery that worked for me. The road to recovery is different for everyone. Find the path that works for you. Learn more at cdc.gov/stopoverdose.
Hi, this is Deborah Romero, President and CEO of First National Bank. We take great pride in our Tiger student athletes. We wish them all the best and cheer them on as they compete this season. We recognize these outstanding athletes for their commitment on the track, court, and field. Their dedication is inspiring, and we celebrate their hard work and sportsmanship. Join us in supporting our Tigers. First National Bank has been your hometown community bank since 1956, proudly cheering on the Alamogordo Tigers every step of the way. Go Tigers!
Member FDIC.
Alamo Sports and Talk, 1230, 1019. This is the Otero Federal Credit Union post-game and pre-game show, because we're going to jump into another game here in about 30 minutes. They're going to, looks like, rake the field, or at least they maybe just do a little bit of work on it. Lady Tigers are going to have to switch dugouts because they were in the home dugout. They will now move over to the away dugout as Cibola will step into their home dugout. Cibola's had a full evening of rest, but I don't think it's going to be, again, a whole lot of a difference for the Lady Tigers. Yeah, they had to play an inning. I really don't think it's a disadvantage for Alamogordo or an advantage, one way or the other. So, but regardless, 7-3 the win for the Alamogordo Lady Tigers in the game against Rio Rancho. They did give up a run in the top of the seventh, but they eliminate the Lady Rams. The Lady Tigers will play Cibola. And this is the first game of the double elimination portion of the Class 5A state tournament. So regardless of who wins or loses this game, both teams will still be alive for next week, which those games will be happening over at Cleveland High School next Thursday, either 9 a.m. or 11 a.m., depending on, for the Lady Tigers, if they win, it would be a 9 a.m. If they lose, it would be an 11 a.m. Start time for that. So Cibola warming up to our left. Let's finish up and wrap up the first game. Chloe Lenard gets a complete game. Strikes out 7, gives up 6 hits, 3 runs, and I believe 2 walks. Yeah, two walks and 2 hit by pitches as well. So overall, a really good effort from Lenard, and the Lady Tigers, hitting-wise, it was a decent day. I think they're going to feel like they should have gotten more than what they did, but Amani Kosum goes 2 for 4. She had a single, a triple, an RBI, and a run scored. Haley Evans is 1 for 3. A single and a run scored, a sacrifice fly, RBI, and 2 strikeouts. Chloe Lunar picked up a couple of singles, a run scored. She also walked. Ends up going 2 for 3 on the day. Davi Gonzalez with a couple of singles. Also reached on an error, 2 for 4, a run scored for her. Alyssa Bautista had 2 singles, a walk, 2 runs scored, an RBI as well. So 2 for 3 for her. Iceland Ortiz picked up an RBI on a walk. She walked twice. And then a couple of ground outs, 1 on a sacrifice bunt, so 0 for 2. Alexis Rodriguez, 3 walks on the day, 0 for 1. Maddie Ruiz, 3 walks and a run scored. Addie Chamberlain with a walk, goes 0 for 3, but she did pick up an RBI on the day. And so there is your full run of stats for the end of the Rio Rancho game. And now we shift over to this game against Cibola. They won their districts, which district that included Rio Rancho as well as Piedra Vista. Both those teams in the postseason. I believe Cleveland was also in there as well. But the Lady Tigers, 3rd place in their districts. And these 2 teams that are been right up towards the top of the state all season long. So this should be a really interesting matchup between these 2 sides. And hopefully a good one that we're going to see. Because I think between the first 2 games, they were both, I think Alamo ended up winning pretty comfortably. Probably didn't feel that way. Even with a 4-run lead there with a couple runners on it, you just kind of felt the nerve at the end of that top of the 7th inning. It's like, wait and see how it finishes. But obviously it went well for the Lady Tigers. All right, the Otero Federal Credit Union, we'll call it the pregame show now here on Alamo Sports and Talk as we're getting ready to move into what would have probably been just a single game today, but is kind of the completion of 2 full games, and we're going to see what happens here over the next couple hours. Stay with us here on Alamo Sports and Talk, 1230, 101.9. Thanks for tuning in.
The Winter Circle has been outfitting champions for over 50 years in Otero County. Established in 1970 by our Gigi and Big John.
Let's show our school spirit. Whether you're a Tiger, Wildcat, Bear, or Chief, we can make t-shirts, sweatshirts, polos, and hats. And we do custom embroidery too. The Winter Circle does it all. Custom orders available for businesses, squadrons, and organizations like hats, polos, name tags, also trophies and awards.
Winter Circle.
1201 10th Street. Go Tiger. See you at the game.
Join the fantastic team at Ochoa Stucco. Full-time positions, on-the-job training, and competitive pay. Start a career in construction. Message Ochoa Stucco on Facebook or call 575-442-6745 to schedule an interview.
Join Stand Up to Cancer and Jazz Pharmaceuticals to raise awareness of small cell lung cancer and accelerate the pace of research. Ask your healthcare provider about screening options that might be right for you or a loved one. Visit standuptocancer.org/lung to learn more.
Spring into a home equity loan with OFCU, offering a reduced home equity rate for your spring fixes. Now through the end of May, get a fixed rate of 5.99% APR for first lien position and 6.99% APR for second lien position. Unlock the equity in your home and save. Apply online today. OteroFCU.org. Other restrictions to apply. All in subject credit approval. Rates are based on credit worthiness. Federally insured by NCUA. Equal housing lender.
Our success is our success. We belong to you.
Ryan Richardson Motor Company wishes the Tigers an amazing winning season. May your efforts match your dreams. Buy, sell, or trade late model cars, trucks, and SUVs. Financing available. Stop by for a test drive and score an amazing deal with Ryan Richardson Motor Company. 318 South White Sands Boulevard or online at ryanrichardson.company. That's ryanrichardson.company.
Edward Jones is a proud sponsor of Alamogordo Lady Tiger Softball on Alamo Sports and Talk, KRSY 1230, 101.9. Call financial advisor Megan Wade at 575-434-5850 for all your investment needs. Edward Jones, member SIPC.
Overcoming drug addiction was difficult, but I found the path to recovery that worked for me. The road to recovery is different for everyone. Find the path that works for you. Learn more at cdc.gov/stopoverdose.
Alamo Sports and Talk, 1230, 1019. Welcome back. The Alamogordo Lady Tigers and the Cibola Lady Cougars getting ready to get started here in about 20 minutes, I think. Both teams, Cibola is going through their infield and outfield drills. I don't know if Alamogordo is going to do the same look. In fact, I see a lot of the Lady Tigers coming and chatting with their parents in the stands. So I think they're treating it similar that they would treat a doubleheader game. They already went through all their infield, outfield stuff. They'll probably do a little bit right before the game starts. But an unusual situation, but it shouldn't be that different than playing a doubleheader. You didn't have to play a full game beforehand, so shouldn't make that big of a difference. All right, the Cibola Lady Cougars, 22-5 on the year, 8-2 in districts. Early in the season, took a 3-0 win over Albuquerque High to beat La Cueva early in the season, 7-5. Sandia 14-2, West Mesa 11-0. Swept Oregon Mountain 7-6 and 18-10. El Dorado 7-4, got a win over them. Beat Del Norte 16-0. Albuquerque High again 5-2. Honestly surprising that game was as big of a blowout yesterday between Albuquerque High and Cibola. They played two really competitive games early in the season. Sandia beat them 10-4. Against La Cueva, lost 24-4 the second time around after they'd beaten them earlier in the season. Beat Valencia 11-4, lost to Hobbs 16-0. Wins over Atrisco Heritage 7-5, Robertson 4-3, lost to Los Lunas 10-9. Beat Cleveland 8-2 and Piedra Vista 4-3, lost to Rio Rancho 18-9. They would beat Farmington 7-2, Volcano Vista 4-2, Cleveland 12-3. Piedra Vista 7-5, they beat Rio Rancho 3-2. Farmington 8-3. Lost to Volcano Vista 6-3, and then as we mentioned in that first round game yesterday, beat Albuquerque High 12-0. So, certainly a very solid season overall, and Los Lunas, a solid team. Alamogordo beat them a couple of times this year, but they were both very close games. The Hobbs game's a little surprising. Hobbs ended up losing to Carlsbad yesterday. So I don't know if injuries just, sometimes you just have a bad day. And then surprising, against La Cueva as well. 24-4. And Rio Rancho, as we saw, that's a solid team. Just, unfortunately, their pitcher did not have a good lock on her strike zone yesterday. So we'll, obviously see how how it all works out today. So Volcano Vista 6-3 was that last loss in the season for them. So going to be an interesting game. You get to this point of the year, you really, we're just trying to give you a little bit of background on what Cibola has done this season. But in all honesty, it's another one of those that you just kind of throw everything out. Teams play sometimes a little bit different in the state tournament. You have some teams that surprise you. And, I will say I was, I think the way that the bracket system works out, the second and third place teams in Alamogordo's district kind of got pushed down a little bit by Cibola and Carlsbad. And, you could certainly argue that Mayfield and Alamo could be in that, 3, 4, 5. So I don't think there's a huge difference between, your maybe everybody after Centennial. La Cueva I think La Cueva's maybe a step ahead of everybody else. But I think between Cibola and Mayfield and Alamogordo and Carlsbad and maybe a couple others that, it's all very close. And I think it's just going to depend on, who comes out and plays well on that particular day. So we'll see how it goes. We're getting ready for this game between the Alamogordo Lady Tigers and the Cibola Lady Cougars. It'll start here probably in about 15 minutes. Stay right here with us here on Alamo Sports and Talk, 1230, 1019.
Is your out-of-town bank really giving you the best mortgage deal? This is Emily from First National Bank. Not all mortgage loans are the same. Choosing the right one could mean big savings for you. Personalized service from our team of experts will help you find the best options available. Don't let loyalty cost you more than it should. Find the right mortgage solution that works for you. Talk to our mortgage experts today and learn how much you can save.
Putting you first is in our name. First National Bank.
Member FDIC, equal housing lender, all loans subject to credit approval.
The Winter Circle has been outfitting champions for over 50 years in Otero County. Established in 1970 by our Gigi and Big John.
Let's show our school spirit. Whether you're a Tiger, Wildcat, Bear, or Chief, we can make t-shirts, sweatshirts, polos, and hats. And we do custom embroidery too. The Winter Circle does it all. Custom orders available for businesses, squadrons, and organizations like hats, polos, name tags, also trophies and awards.
Winter Circle.
1201 10th Street. Go Tiger! See you at the game!
Transform your home with Ochoa Stucco. Whether it's a fresh look or a durable finish, their expert team delivers quality and style. Say goodbye to bland exteriors and hello to stunning curb appeal. Ochoa Stucco, always a flawless finish. 442-6745.
If only life had a remote control, you could pause or rewind. Well, life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome, but prediabetes does. Take the 1-minute risk test today at doihaveprediabetes.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and its Prediabetes Awareness Partners.
Spring into a home equity loan with OFCU, offering a reduced home equity rate for your spring fixes. Now through the end of May, get a fixed rate of 5.99% APR for first lien position and 6.99% APR for second lien position. Unlock the equity in your home and save. Apply online today. OteroFCU.org. Other restrictions to apply. All in subject to credit approval. Rates are based on credit worthiness. Federally insured by NCUA. Equal housing lender.
Your success is our success. We belong to you.
Ryan Richardson Motor Company wishes the Tigers an amazing winning season. May your efforts match your dreams. Buy, sell, or trade late model cars, trucks, and SUVs. Financing available. Stop by for a test drive and score an amazing deal with Ryan Richardson Motor Company. 318 South White Sands Boulevard or online at ryanrichardson.company. That's ryanrichardson.company.
Edward Jones is a proud sponsor of Alamogordo Lady Tiger Softball on Alamo Sports and Talk, KRSY 1230, 101.9. Call financial advisor Megan Wade at 575-434-5850 for all your investment needs. Edward Jones, member SIPC.
Overcoming drug addiction was difficult, but I found the path to recovery that worked for me. The road to recovery is different for everyone. Find the path that works for you. Learn more at cdc.gov/stopoverdose.
Need a break? Does sun, sand, and adventure sound inviting? This is Susie Orwell with First National Bank. A quick and easy personal loan can help make it happen. Apply today and turn your getaway into unforgettable memories.
First National Bank, member FDIC, all loans subject to credit approval.
Is your out-of-town bank or credit union giving you the best mortgage deal? Don't let loyalty cost you. This is Justin at First National Bank. Speak with one of our experts to learn how much you can save.
First National Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender, all loans subject to credit approval. On the air for its 37th season, it's the KRSY Football Roundtable. Football picks and lots of fun, right here on Alamo Sports and Talk, 1230, 1019. 5 local business people making their best picks among high school, college, and pro football every Friday at 11 a.m. The KRSY Football Roundtable is brought to you by Remax of Alamogordo, State Farm David Quinlan, Casa Auto Group, JBL Construction, and USA Insurance. The KRSY Football Roundtable, Fridays at 11 a.m., only on Alamo Sports and Talk.
Big Brothers Big Sisters needs you.
We are looking for bigs and littles for both community-based and site-based matches. We only need 1 hour per week for you to invest in the life of a child.
No special skills are required, just the ability to listen, care, and support.
When you give us that 1 hour per week, together we can change a life. To get started, call Brenda Dorsey, Vice President of Rural Programs, at 575-708-0716.
Thank you in advance.
Alamo Sports and Talk, 1230, 1019. Welcome back to Cibola High School here in Albuquerque as the Alamogordo Lady Tigers and the Cibola Lady Cougars getting ready to get started. And we do have the lineup for Cibola as Presley Peak Russetti is their catcher, and she leads things off. Angelica Medina is the left fielder, and she will bat second. We're number 21. Number 9 is Gabby Moncada. She's the pitcher. Athena Joyce is the center fielder, and she wears number 12. Number 2 is Ashley Varela, and she's the third baseman, hitting fifth. Joyce, by the way, is in the cleanup spot. Number 6 hitter is Vanessa Romero, and she'll play right field, is wearing number 6. Number 11 is Nevaeh Gaw, and she is the first baseman, hitting the number 7 spot. Hitting in the 8th spot is Ava Benavides, the second baseman, and hitting 9th, number 7, Macy Melvin. She is the shortstop. Lady Tigers lineup, same as the first game, with Amani Kosum leading things off for the Lady Tigers. She'll be at second base. Then Haley Evans will hit second. She's the catcher. Chloe Lenar pitching. She'll hit third. Hitting fourth, Davi Gonzalez, and she is the third baseman. Alyssa Bautista is the first baseman, hitting fifth. We're number 29. Number 15 is Iceland Ortiz. She is the shortstop. Alexis Rodriguez, the right fielder. We're number 28. Number 27 is Madison Ruiz. She is the left fielder, hitting in the 8th spot. Hitting 9th is Addison Chamberlain. She's the center fielder, and she wears number 17. Reserves for the Lady Tigers: Reagan Rose, number 10. Jocelyn Pittman, number 11. Madi Colorado is number 14. Lola Carbajal is number 16. Number 20 is Parker Wade. Number 22, Andrea Sanchez. Number 19, Elise Roman. Number 25, Addison Cisco. And the reserves for Cibola: Haley Rodriguez, number 5. Number 25, Celia Marquez. Number 22, Deandra Enriquez. Number 29, Kiera Sample. I think that's what that says, but hold on. Yes, it is Sample. Okay. Number 31, Lulu Jones. Number 99, Isabella Delgado. Number 3, Olivia Kilbrew. Number 18 is Kaylee Blankenship. That's the right name. I believe it is. They don't have it listed on their max preps. And then number 13, Martinez is the last name. I'm having trouble reading. Let's see. Yeah, that's another one I think is one of their normally JV players. So we'll listen in and get that one coming up here in just a little while. We're going to try to Facebook and Twitter and stuff, but I don't think we're going to have time to do that. But we'll make sure we have those a little bit later on today for y'all. And we'll also make sure we keep you with updates for Game 2 as well. So Lady Tigers reserves are being announced right now. Again, Alamogordo is going to be dressed in their white uniforms with their black pinstripes, black lettering and numerals outlined in gold. Says Lady Tigers across the front of their jerseys. For Cibola, they're in white with yellow or gold numerals outlined in brown. And says Cibola in brown, and then Cougars in yellow or gold on the fronts. Their sleeves are brown. Kind of, I would liken it to old school, and actually I guess current San Diego Padres colors is what I would compare it to. So Cibola getting their lineups getting announced as well. And like I said, it should be an interesting matchup. Alamogordo now with that last win is on win number 18. Cibola winning 22 on the year. And I think you get down to the final 8, you're likely going to see some really good softball across the board. And the likelihood, we're certainly going to see that again. And that was Eugenia Martinez was the name that I was having trouble with a little bit a little while ago. So the lineup continues to be announced. I think we'll have National Anthem coming up next, so we'll go ahead and fit in one last commercial break. Thanks for listening to the Otero Federal Credit Union pregame show. First pitch is coming up for you next, so stick around.
Number 6, Vanessa Romero.
The Winner Circle has been outfitting champions for over 50 years in Otero County. Established in 1970 by our Gigi and Big John.
Let's show our school spirit. Whether you're a Tiger, Wildcat, Bear, or Chief, we can make t-shirts, sweatshirts, polos, and hats. And we do custom embroidery too. The Winner Circle does it all. Custom orders available for businesses, squadrons, and organizations like hats, polos, name tags, also trophies and awards.
Winner Circle.
1201 10th Street. Go Tiger. See you at the game.
Join the fantastic team at Ochoa Stucco. Full-time positions, on-the-job training, and competitive pay. Start a career in construction. Message Ochoa Stucco on Facebook or call 575-442-6745 to schedule an interview.
I didn't ask to be thrown in the streets, but I did ask for help, and Covenant House was there for me.
For these kids who didn't ask to be put in this unthinkable situation, Covenant House is there. To learn more, go to safeplacetosleep.org today.
Spring into a home equity loan with OFCU, offering a reduced home equity rate for your spring fixes. Now through the end of May, get a fixed rate of 5.99% APR for first lien position and 6.99% APR for second lien position. Unlock the equity in your home and save. Apply online today. OteroFCU.org. Other restrictions do apply. All in subject credit approval. Rates are based on credit worthiness. Federally insured by NCUA. Equal housing lender.
Our success is our success. We belong to you.
Ryan Richardson Motor Company wishes the Tigers an amazing winning season. May your efforts match your dreams. Buy, sell, or trade late model cars, trucks, and SUVs. Financing available. Stop by for a test drive and score an amazing deal with Ryan Richardson Motor Company. 318 South White Sands Boulevard or online at ryanrichardson.company. That's ryanrichardson.company.
Edward Jones is a proud sponsor of Alamogordo Lady Tiger Softball on Alamo Sports and Talk, KRSY 1230, 101.9. Call financial advisor Megan Wade at 575-434-5850 for all your investment needs. Edward Jones, member SIPC.
Overcoming drug addiction was difficult, but I found the path to recovery that worked for me. The road to recovery is different for everyone. Find the path that works for you. Learn more at cdc.gov/stopoverdose.
Alamo Sports and Talk, 1230, 1019. We are ready to get this one started. The Alamogordo Lady Tigers and the Cibola Lady Cougars. Again, this is a part of the double elimination part of the tournament. Last year, this would have been played early in the morning in Cleveland High School. Next week, you just have the first round game. This year, they obviously changed things up a little bit. Only the top four seeds got home games, and the idea of trying to lessen the amount of games played next week. So even if you lose this game, you'll still be alive for next week. But you definitely want to win. And you put yourself in a better position. Anytime, especially if you lose the first game of the double elimination part of the tournament, you make it very, very difficult for yourself to try and fight back and try to get into the state championship game. So as important as any game that you'll play in this state tournament right here, because that losing in that first, and you can't really call it the quarterfinals, but we're down to 8 teams now. This is definitely a huge, huge matchup. You got that room for error to lose one, but you definitely don't want to do it. So it's Monty Kosum will lead things off from the left-hand side. First pitch is going to miss, and the count is 1-0. So it'll be Gabby Moncada pitching, the right-hander for Cibola, and the 1-0 is in there for a strike, and the count is 1-1. Her battery mate behind the plate is Peak Russetti. And trying to hit that outside corner, she does. So the count now 1-2 to Kosum. Hitting from the right-hand side. Swings and misses, and Moncada picks up the strikeout to begin the game. They'll bring up Haley Evans now. Should mention Amani 2 for 4 in that first game. Triple single RBI, run scored, had a good day. Haley Evans picked up an RBI. Ended up 1 for 3 on the afternoon. As it's Roddy versus Roddy. Evans showing bunt, brings it back, but they're going to be a called strike anyway. And the count is 0-1. I think it'll be definitely a little bit of a transition here. I think Moncada kind of a step above we saw in pitching, in the last game. No offense to the Rio Rancho pitcher, but he's kind of different. Ground ball, and that's going to get through into right field. And nice piece of hitting there from Haley Evans. She'd been showing bunt. It had kind of brought the infield in, and then a missed throw. But Evans, not sure why she didn't try to advance to second. She had, not really sure. I think she was taking off her armor there that she keeps on her left arm. And Lady Tigers probably could have had a runner on second there, and just a bit of a miscue. I think should have. Those are kind of things in these sort of games you just can't have happen. And the first pitch is in there for a strike to Chloe Lenar, and it's 0-1. Lefty versus righty. As Lenar, the left-hand hitter, awaits the pitch. Swings and misses at that, 0-2. Pitch was always moving away from her. With one out and a runner on first for the Lady Tigers. Evans getting things started. Lenar now with 2 strikes. We'll watch that one miss a little bit above the belt, and the count's 1-2. Just getting started here in game 2 of kind of a doubleheader. We played an inning to finish up the Rio Rancho game from yesterday, and now getting started in this one. And a little bit of a late offering there from Lenar, and she strikes out. So 2 strikeouts in the inning here for Gabby Moncada. And Davi Gonzalez will come to the plate now, another lefty for the Lady Tigers. Davi hit a couple hits and a run scored in the game against Rio Rancho. And pitch trying to hit that outside corner, but looks like just off. And the count is 1-0. And the pitch from Moncada, that misses up. And Gonzalez worked herself ahead in the count, 2-0. Runner on first with 2 down, top of the first inning on the Rich Samoda scoreboard. Moncada, long look in here. Now she's ready to go. 2-0. Gonzalez swings and misses. Evans trying to steal. They got her. So Evans out at second, and a good throw from Peak Rossetti gets her, and the inning is over. So Davi will be up at the plate when we begin things in the top of the second inning, but we go to the bottom of the first. Cibola's first chance to hit as they'll face Chloe Lenar. No score on the Rich Samoda scoreboard. We'll be back right after this.
Is your out-of-town bank or credit union giving you the best mortgage deal? Don't let loyalty cost you. This is Justin at First National Bank. Speak with one of our experts to learn how much you can save.
First National Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender, all subject to credit approval.
Dreaming of sandy beaches or unforgettable family adventures? This is Susie Orwell with First National Bank. A personal loan can help you discover your dream vacation. Apply today. It's closer than you think.
First National Bank, member FDIC, all subject to credit approval.
The Winner's Circle has been outfitting champions for over 50 years in Otero County. Established in 1970 by our Gigi and Big John.
Let's show our school spirit. Whether you're a Tiger, Wildcat, Bear, or Chief, we can make t-shirts, sweatshirts, polos, and hats. And we do custom embroidery too. The Winner's Circle does it all. Custom orders available for businesses, squadrons, and organizations like hats, polos, name tags, also trophies and awards.
Winner's Circle,
1201 10th Street. Go Tiger! See you at the game!
Alamo Sports and Talk, 1230, 1019. Welcome back here to Cibola High School in Albuquerque on a just lovely Saturday morning. in the Rio Grande Valley. Looking forward to the whole of this game. And Cibola gets off to a good start. They did give up a single, but nice throw from their pitcher, Presley P. Crucetti. Got Haley Evans out, and P. Crucetti will come to the plate now as the leadoff hitter. The righty steps in, and Chloe Leonard, the lefty, after a solid first game of the postseason. Here comes the first pitch, and that's in there for a strike. And the count is 0-1. Gave up 6 hits, struck out 7, 2 walks, 2 hit by pitch, 3 runs total, and really took control of the game after the second. As here comes the pitch, and the off speed just going to miss above the belt. And the count is 1-1. Lady Tigers defensive setup, same as the first game. Lunar pitching, Evans catching. Alyssa Bautista at first, Amani Kosum at second. And a swing and a miss, and it's 1-2. Iceland Ortiz over at shortstop, with Davi Gonzalez at third, Maddie Ruiz in left, Addie Chamberlain in center. The right fielder is Alexis Rodriguez. Outside and in the left-hand batter's box, Rossetti lays off, and 2-2. Lineup for Cibola. Their left fielder, Angelica Medina, in the on-deck circle. The pitcher, Gabby Moncada, will hit third. As this is fouled off, and another 2-2. Athena Joyce, the center fielder, is the cleanup hitter. Ashley Varela, the left for the third baseman, is hitting fifth. Vanessa Romero, the right fielder, hits sixth. Hitting seventh is Nevea Gaw. Then Ava Benavides hitting eighth. The second baseman, Macy Melvin, the shortstop, rounds out the lineup for the Lady Cougars. Here comes the 2-2 from Lunar. This is hit foul, but up the first base line. And we'll do it again. Rossetti with a big practice swing, steps back into the box. They bring that foul ball back in. Lady Tigers infield breaks up, and Lunar checks for her hit sheet on her wrist. And here comes the 2-2. Fouls off again. And so this will be the 8th pitch of the at-bat here. Leadoff hitter for Cibola in the bottom of the first inning. Lunar ready to go. And the 2-2 again. And a strikeout. Good work there by Lunar. She wins that battle. And Angelica Medina will come to the plate. Number 21 steps into the right-hand batter's box. Now she will after she takes a couple practice swings. And she'll draw a cross in the dirt, step in. As here comes the pitch. Lunar, a bunt attempt, and she tried to bunt it, and I think it must have gone off her hand as well. And so she's grabbing, I don't know if it's her right or her left hand. And it looks like maybe her right hand, right thumb, I think is what it looks like. And so I don't know if it's something that maybe just dislocated or hopefully just hurts more than anything else, no serious injury. So I assume the athletic trainer for Cibola looking at it. And they're going to have her grip the bat and see if she can do that. It looks like she's okay. Or at least good enough to continue. I guess that's the biggest thing. So it'll be 0-1 the count. And I don't know if it's deflected off the bat and into her hand, or if she just right where she hit it hit the bat and the hand at the same time. But ouch, at the end of the day, that's going to hurt every time. And a ground ball right back to the circle, toss on to first, and that'll be out number 1. So 1-3, and Gabby Moncada will come to the plate. Moncada also hitting from the right-hand side. 2 outs and the base is empty in the bottom of the first. And that'll get in there for a strike. Moving down and in. Difficult for the hitter to do something with that. 0-1. Lennar into her motion. And tried that off-speed pitch, but she's going to miss it low and outside. Then the count is 1-1. And here it comes. And that'll just miss a little bit high. 2-1. I'm waiting a little bit because the umpire's got a little deliberate with his strike calls, so just want to make sure I'm making the correct call. Ground ball foul, that'll go up the first base line. And the count will stay 2-2, or I should say move to 2-2. 2 outs, base is empty, bottom of the first, and Lady Tigers looking to get through this inning in order. Caught a couple extra practice swings, and back into the box. Lennar looking for the pitch count, or the pitch call, and Moncada decides to call time and reset things. And now we're ready to go again. 2-2. That comes inside. Just misses off the plate, and the count goes full 3-2. Full count. And fought off and fouled up the first base line again. And so the count will remain 3-2. Strikeout and ground out in the inning so far. Lennar trying to put him down 1-2-3. Lady Tiger fans making some noise. Fought off and foul again. And we'll keep it 3-2. Yeah, a couple hitters have gone in some pretty good battles here. Pete Rossetti took it to 8 pitches. This is the 8th pitch of this at-bat. And she's just going to miss low and I think a bit away. And so it's a 2-out walk. See if we're going to get a courtesy runner here for Cibola. And it looks like that is the case. And it appears to be number 5.
Number 5, Haley Rodriguez.
So Haley Rodriguez comes in and runs for the pitcher Moncada, who drew the walk. And so Athena Joyce will step up to the plate here with 1 on and 2 out. Another righty here for Cibola. The umpire adjusting his scorecard, now ready to go. And that is going to kick away to the backstop, and so that puts a runner in scoring position on the wild pitch. Into the line in the pitch. And just going to miss low, I believe. 2-0 the count. Two outs and a runner on second. And the cleanup hitter for Cibola trying to bring that run in. And that is going to kick off of the dirt into the backstop again. And so now it's a runner on third. 3-0 the count to Joyce. Ashley Varela in the on-deck circle for the Lady Cougars. Here comes the 3-0. That's going to get in there for a strike. Hits the outside corner, and the count is 3-1. A walk and 2 wild pitches that moves the runner all the way around to third, and a base hit would give Cibola an early lead, the 3-1. And then there it is, into left field. It's a base hit. And the Lady Cougars are in front 1-0 on the RBI. And it'll bring up Ashley Varela with a runner on first, but those wild pitches really hurt Alamogordo. That's something that, it would have been first and second with 2 out. But losing 2 to the backstop allows that run to come in. Fouling off the first one is Varela, and the count is 0-1. That's something we didn't see, I think, at all in the Rio Rancho game. I think maybe once or twice. Here's the 0-1. And that off speed's going to miss low and away. And the count evens up at 1-1. Pitch from Lunar. And she get that over the outside? No, did not. And so the count is 2-1. Did not miss that by much. So it's Joyce on first after the RBI single. And here comes the 2-1. Tried to hit that same spot. Gets the call this time. 2-2 the count. I thought that one was maybe a little bit further off than the last one, but I think it's always a little frustrating for the hitter and the pitcher when it looks almost exactly the same and they're 2 different calls. 2-2. Swing and a miss and struck her out. But not before Cibola strikes first. They lead 1-0 after 1 inning play on the Richardson Motor scoreboard. You're listening to Lady Tiger Softball State Tournament action here on Alamo Sports and Talk 1230, 1019.
Looking to transform your home's exterior? Meet Rudy Ochoa. With years of experience in stucco, Rudy and his crew deliver quality craftsmanship and stunning flawless finishes. 575-442-6745.
We are the Veterans Health Administration, and our hands provide life-changing care to over 9 million veterans across more than 1,200 facilities nationwide. Join hands with us to make an impact in your community. Learn more at vacareers.va.gov.
Spring into a home equity loan with OFCU, offering a reduced home equity rate for your spring fixes. Now through the end of May, get a fixed rate of 5.99% APR for first lien position and 6.99% APR for second lien position. Unlock the equity in your home and save. Apply online today. OteroFCU.org. Other restrictions to apply. All in subject credit approval. Rates are based on credit worthiness. Federally insured by NCUA. Equal housing lender.
Your success is our success. We belong to you.
Ryan Richardson Motor Company wishes the Tigers an amazing winning season. May your efforts match your dreams. Buy, sell, or trade late model cars, trucks, and SUVs. Financing available. Stop by for a test drive and score an amazing deal with Ryan Richardson Motor Company. 318 South White Sands Boulevard or online at ryanrichardson.company. That's ryanrichardson.company.
Alamo Sports and Talk, 1230, 1019. Davi Gonzalez will fly out to left field. And the left fielder for Cibola sort of stumbled a little bit as she was getting to it, Angelica Medina, but she recovered and made the play. I don't know if she was having a little bit of issue with the sun or just lost her footing a little bit, but it all ends up okay after that. Davi on an 0-2 pitch there fouled that off, or I said 0-1 pitch, fouled that off, or flew out. She fouled off the first pitch. Something like that. Swing and a miss here from Alyssa Bautista. And it's 0-1. Gabby Moncada in the circle for the Lady Cougars. So it's 1 down in the top of the second. Cibola leads 1-0 on the Richardson Motor scoreboard. An RBI single. And the 0-1 in there for a called strike. And it's 0-2. Athena Joyce with the RBI single put her team in front in the bottom of the first inning. Base is empty. 1 out. Top of 2. Left-handed hitting Bautista. Right-handed pitching Moncada. Swing and a miss. And that is strikeout number 3 for Moncada today. And Iceland Ortiz will now come to the plate for the Lady Tigers. Ortiz will hit from the right-hand side. Now, Alamo does have a single off of Moncada. Evans, but for the most part have not gotten much going in this game. In fact, Evans was caught stealing at second. In there for a strike looking, and it's 0-1 to Ortiz. Moncada has been very sharp early. And there is another base hit for the Lady Tigers as Ortiz will shoot it opposite field out into right. And Alamogordo with a 2-out base knock. It'll bring up Alexis Rodriguez now. Alexis walked 3 times in the game against Rio Rancho. Sure looking to try to get something going off the bat. Yeah, first pitch right at the knees in there for a strike. And it'll be 0-1. 2 outs and a runner on first for the Lady Tigers in the top of the second. Rodriguez will lean back, but it's going to be a called strike on the inside corner. And it'll be 0-2 now to Rodriguez. And that'll miss a little bit high. 1-2, Rodriguez able to lay off. And trying to hit that inside. This time a little bit further off the plate. 2-2. Outside, it misses. And the count is now full here to Rodriguez, 3-2. So the runner will get a head start here with a full count and 2 outs. 3-2. And it looks like it misses inside. I thought for a second it actually glanced off of Rodriguez, but it'll be a walk. And yet another walk drawn by Alexis. She's proficient at it. All right, so it'll be Maddie Ruiz to the plate as the lefty steps in. And Lady Tigers with their first runner in scoring position. And that'll be in there for a strike. Ruiz showing the running bunt, but really didn't look like she was ever intending on making contact with that, honestly. And now she steps a little bit further into the box here. Watches that one miss a little bit high. And the count is 1-1. Single for Ortiz, a walk to Rodriguez, and that has the Lady Tigers with 2 on and 2 out. Low and outside. That'll miss. And the count goes 2-1. Moncada was with a long look in, and Ruiz, she'll step out and take an extra practice swing. And now everybody ready to go. 2-1. Called strike right over the heart of the plate. Coach Reyes thought that one was a little bit high. It was definitely right at the belt. Or in the vicinity. 2-2. Swing and a miss, and a big strikeout there for Moncada. Later's going to leave 2 on. They get 1 hit, no runs and no errors. And we head to the bottom of the second inning on the Richardson Motor scoreboard. The number 3 seed, Cibola Lady Cougars, lead the number 6 seed, Alamogordo Lady Tigers, 1-0. We'll be right back after this.
Edward Jones is a proud sponsor of Alamogordo Lady Tiger Softball on Alamo Sports and Talk, KRSY 1230, 101.9. Call financial advisor Megan Wade at 575-434-5850 for all your investment needs. Edward Jones, member SIPC.
Overcoming drug addiction was difficult, but I found the path to recovery that worked for me. The road to recovery is different for everyone. Find the path that works for you. Learn more at cdc.gov/stopoverdose.
Hi, this is Deborah Romero, President and CEO of First National Bank. We take great pride in our Tiger student athletes. We wish them all the best and cheer them on as they compete this season. We recognize these outstanding athletes for their commitment on the track, court, and field. Their dedication is inspiring, and we celebrate their hard work and sportsmanship. Join us in supporting our Tigers. First National Bank has been your hometown community bank since 1956, proudly cheering on the Alamogordo Tigers every step of the way. Go Tigers!
Member FDIC.
Alamo Sports and Talk, 1230, 1019. Welcome back to Albuquerque at Cibola High School. Bottom of the second inning on the Richardson Motor scoreboard, and the Lady Cougars in front of the Lady Tigers, 1-0. Chloe Lunar gets into her motion, and there's a ground ball right to Davi Gonzalez. Fields it cleanly, tosses on to first, and a very quick first out. It's 5-3 on the putout. That was Vanessa Romero, the right fielder, who grounded out, and it'll bring up Nevea Gaw now. The first baseman steps in. Her first at-bat of the day. And Lunar into her motion. And she'll hit that inside corner on a called strike. And the count is 0-1. And the pitch will miss just a little bit high. Count evens up at 1-1. Ava Benavides, the second baseman, also due up in the inning for Cibola. And here comes the 1-1. Fouls it off and back to the screen. And the count goes 1-2. In the Lady Tiger defensive setup, Lunar pitching, Evans catching. Infield is Bautista, Kosum, Ortiz, and Gonzalez. The outfield is Ruiz, Chamberlain, and Rodriguez. The pitch. This is a little bit high, maybe outside as well. 2-2 now here to Gaw. Lunar into her motion. And she'll see this one fouled off again, this time more up the first base side. Off of the screen behind home plate, and the count will remain 2-2. Base is empty in the bottom of the second with one out. Remember last inning, though, Lady Tigers got the first two outs, but with two outs, an off-speed pitch is fought off and fouled up the first base side. Bautista was giving chase, just was tantalizingly floating near her, but a little bit too far beyond her reach. And the count will stay 2-2. This will be the seventh pitch of the at-bat. As Gaw steps back in, Lunar. Here comes the pitch. And that is going to miss low, and Gaw, I think she thought it was ball four there, but she realized it before she started running all the way down to first. She's got 3-2. And there's nobody on with one out. And the pitch. And a little bit of contact over to short. Ortiz going to have to hurry. She's going to get it there in time. So it wasn't hit especially hard, so Ortiz had to charge on it from short, but she makes the play. 6-3 on out number 2. And Ava Benavides will come to the plate now. And she's getting some instructions from Gaw in terms of what she'll see from Lunar. And Benavides will hit from the left-hand side, so lefty versus lefty now. With 2 outs and the base is empty. And that pitch will miss outside. And the count is 1-0. Trying to hit her spot, she does. That one was right at the knees, maybe a shade below, but she gets the strike call, and it's 1-1. Here comes the pitch from Lunar. Swing and a miss, and it's 1-2. Lady Tigers a strike away from making it a 1-2-3 inning. And I do take it back to that first inning. Gabby Moncada's at bat. She was 3-2 and had to foul off a bunch, so got to get that final pitch, and that's well high and outside, so an easy one to lay off of. Here comes the 2-2. Swing and a miss. And strikeout number 3 for Chloe Lunar. And the bottom of the second in order. A couple of ground outs and a strikeout. We go to the top of the third on the Richardson Motor scoreboard. Cibola 1, Alamogordo nothing. This is Lady Tiger fast pitch.
The Winter Circle has been outfitting champions for over 50 years in Otero County. Established in 1970 by our Gigi and Big John.
Let's show our school spirit. Whether you're a Tiger, Wildcat, Bear, or Chief, we can make t-shirts, sweatshirts, polos, and hats. And we do custom embroidery too. The Winter Circle does it all. Custom orders available for businesses, squadrons, and organizations like hats, polos, name tags, also trophies and awards.
Winter Circle.
1201 10th Street. Go Tiger. See you at the game.
Join the fantastic team at Ochoa Stucco. Full-time positions, on-the-job training, and competitive pay. Start a career in construction. Message Ochoa Stucco on Facebook or call 575-442-6745 to schedule an interview.
Join Stand Up to Cancer and Jazz Pharmaceuticals to raise awareness of small cell lung cancer and accelerate the pace of research. Ask your healthcare provider about screening options that might be right for you or a loved one. Visit standuptocancer.org/lung to learn more.
Madison Chamberlain lays down a bunt, and they're going to call her out at first. Boy, I don't know. I think she beat that out, to be honest, but Coach Ronnie Reyes is going to talk with the home plate umpire afterwards, but I think she beat it by about a step there. Well, had the conversation, or continuing to have the conversation. Well, Chamberlain is out. I think she did about everything right there, but the first base umpire says she's out. It'll be 5-3 on the putout. And it'll go back to the top of the order with Amani Kosum. And the first pitch from Gabby Moncada will miss inside. And the count is 1-0. Kosum struck out her first time up. And Moncada indoor motion, and this is fouled off to the screen. And the count evens up at 1-1. Lady Tigers 2 hits and a walk today. Moncada has struck out 4. This is popped up and may stay in play. Just off the glove of the first baseman, trying to make an over-the-shoulder catch was Nevaeh Goff. And it'll be 1-2. And so Kosum gets another opportunity. With the bases empty and 1 down. Top of the third inning. Lady Tigers trying to get themselves on the scoreboard. Cibola leading 1-0. 1-2 is going to miss outside. And the count will go 2-2. Now, second time through the order for the Lady Tigers. They learn anything from the first go-around? And a ground ball left side, and that's going to just get under the glove of the Cibola shortstop, so it's a single for Kosum. And the Lady Tigers pick up the base runner. Macy Melvin got there, but couldn't quite get the glove down to block it before it went into the outfield. It would have been a difficult play regardless, even if she does get her glove to it with Kosum's speed. And so Haley Evans, who singled last time up, shows bunt, brings it back. It's going to be a called strike. And the count is 0-1 to Evans. We're already seeing a lot more running from the Lady Tigers in this game than we did in the Rio Rancho game. I don't know if Alamo tried to steal once in that game. Evans will hit this near to center field. Right there to make the grab is the Cibola center fielder, Athena Joyce. And that is 2 down. So to bring up Chloe Lunar with a runner on first and 2 down. And she steps into the left-hand batter's box, struck out her first time up. It's this one foul and out of play. 0-1 to Lunar. Looking for the outside corner, can't quite spot it. And the count is 1-1. Moncada with the 1-1. Kosum goes, and she will steal easily. So it's a stolen base for Amani Kosum, gets into scoring position. The pitch is a ball, and so 2-1. And really good opportunity here for the Lady Tigers. With Amani's speed, any base hit should score a run. 2-1 is low and outside, and it's 3-1. Runner on second now for the Lady Tigers here in the top of the third. And a 3-1 counts for one of the Lady Tigers' best hitters this season. Looks like that misses outside and low, and it does. And so they give up the walk. And it'll bring up Davi Gonzalez, who flew out to left field her first time up. They're trying to come up with a big early hit and try to even up this game. First pitch, looking for that outside corner. She gets it, and the count is 0-1. Moncada again trying to hit that outside corner, but may have gotten it over the plate, but I think it was a touch high. Count is 1-1. And that one's right up the knees and right on the outside corner. And the count is 1-2. Swing and a miss and a big strikeout for Moncada. She's fired up, and her team will hold on to that 1-0 lead. Lady Tigers, for the second straight inning, leave 2 on. They get 1 hit, no runs and no Cibola errors. As we go to the bottom of the third on the Richardson Motor scoreboard, Cibola leading 1-0. You're listening to Lady Tiger Fast Pitch on Alamo Sports and Talk, 1230, 1019.
Spring into a home equity loan with OFCU, offering a reduced home equity rate for your spring fixes. Now through the end of May, get a fixed rate of 5.99% APR for first lien position and 6.99% APR for second lien position. Unlock the equity in your home and save. Apply online today. OteroFCU.org. Other restrictions to apply. All in subject credit approval. Rates are based on credit worthiness. Federally insured by NCUA. Equal housing lender.
Our success is our success. We belong to you.
Ryan Richardson Motor Company wishes the Tigers an amazing winning season. May your efforts match your dreams. Buy, sell, or trade late model cars, trucks, and SUVs. Financing available. Stop by for a test drive and score an amazing deal with Ryan Richardson Motor Company. 318 South White Sands Boulevard or online at ryanrichardson.company. That's ryanrichardson.company.
First pitch is a called strike on the outside corner in the bottom of the third inning. Macy Melvin leading off for Cibola. Lady Cougars lead the Lady Tigers 1-0. Chloe Lennar, of course, continues in the circle. And here comes the 0-1. That off-speed pitch, she'll be in the dirt. And the count evens up at 1-1. So it's the number 9 hitter for Cibola, and then back to the top of the order with P. Crucetti and Medina. Here comes the 1-1 from Lunar. And just reaching out and getting some contact on it was Melvin. She fouls it off up the first base line, and the count moves to 1-2. Lunar with a big handful of dirt, drops it, wipes it off on her hip, and now toes the rubber. Here comes the 1-2. Trying to bring that fastball back in over the plate, but misses outside, 2-2. I don't know, I guess at my vantage point back in Alamogordo doesn't really give a good feel of the movement on Chloe's pitches this year. She's got some good movement as that one is fouled off again. Better contact there from Melvin as she sends it well out of play, and the count remains at 2-2. But just talking about the way that the fastball will come back in over the plate, or similar to when she throws it inside, looks like it's going inside, and it can kind of backdoor in that way as well. 2-2. And she'll foul off again and keeps the at-bat alive as we stay 2-2. Just kind of, it's not a whole lot different than the way I'm watching it back in Alamogordo, but I don't know, for some reason I'm seeing the movement on Chloe's pitches a little bit more than back there in Alamo. Here comes the 2-2. Fouled off again. And this next one will be the 8th pitch of the at-bat. Leadoff hitter in the bottom of the third inning. Cibola in front 1-0 if you're just joining us. Alamogordo finished off their win over Rio Rancho to start the day. 7-3 the final in that one. And then started this game about 30 minutes after the completion of that. Evans able to keep it in front of her on a pitch in the dirt. Count goes full now, 3-2. Cibola's done a good job of forcing long counts today. It hasn't been every hitter, but it's been a lot of them in this first time through the order. 3-2. And that is a base hit. Diving attempt by Amani Kosum, but the number 9 hitter, Macy Melvin, able to come up with a leadoff single. And the Lady Cougars have the leadoff runner on as Presley P. Crucetti comes to the plate. She struck out her first time up. Catcher will step into the box with opportunity to try to add on to her team's lead. And the first pitch is on the outside corner for a called strike. And the count is 0-1. Here's the one of the pitch. And that will just miss off. Try to hit that outside corner again. The count evens up at 1-1. Cibola with 2 hits on the day now off of Lunar. But their hits have come in good spots, and a swing and a miss on one that was in the dirt. Evans was able to keep it in front of her, had a little bit of trouble getting the softball in her hand, but the runner did not advance, and it's 1-2. That one hit they had before the single from Melvin drove in the only run of the game. And just reaches out and fouls it off the first base side. And we'll do another 1-2 pitch. Rossetti steps back into the right-hand batter's box. And the 1-2 tried to go with that changeup and misses it well high, 2-2. Yeah, location hasn't been bad on that pitch today, but she just hasn't been able to at least get it to where it's close enough that the hitters have to really think about it. 2-2. And again, fouling it off. And we'll go 2-2 again. Reminder, this is the double elimination part of the tournament, so the winner of this game will play at 9 a.m. next Thursday up at Cleveland High School. And here's a ground ball and a base hit, and it's through into left field. And Ruiz will pull it up. And it'll be runners on first and second now for Cibola. Back-to-back hits for the first time, I think, for either team today. And Coach Ronnie Reyes will come out and talk to his team in his infield. Now, Lady Tigers don't have back-to-back hits yet today. And so Cibola gets a couple runners on here to start with nobody out. And Angelica Medina will be the one coming to the plate. She grounded out back to the pitcher in her first at-bat. And good to see that she's still out there. She tried to foul one in that at-bat and took it off of her thumb. And you can tell she was in a good amount of pain, but tough through it and ready to go. So she'll step in a big spot here for the Lady Cougars. A 1-0 lead for them here in the bottom of the third. And trying to add on to it. Lady Tigers open for, going to try to steal to third. Here's the throw over there. They got her. Well, they tried the bunt and the double steal at the same time. And good cover there by Iceland Ortiz. I think maybe that was the hope that the Lady Tigers wouldn't rotate well defensively. And as Davi Gonzalez came in to guard against the bunt, Ortiz did a great job of getting over to third, applying the tag. The runner at first does advance to second on the play, low and outside. And the count is 1-1 to Medina. So it was Melvin that was caught stealing on the play for out number one. But still a runner in scoring position here for Cibola. The 1-1. And a swing and a miss. The pitch is going to go back to the backstop. Evans was able to recover and throw it to third, but not in time. And so Medina will have a 1-2 pitch with a runner on third now. So deep fly ball could bring in the second run of the day. And I guess questioning whether that was a foul ball or not. So I think that was the query there from Coach Reyes. But 1-2 the count with a runner on third. And looking for that outside corner, gets the call. Called strike three. And there's two down. And all in all for the Lady Tigers, this sequence has worked out well. They get the runner out at third, caught stealing, and then they get a strikeout. But Gabby Moncada to the plate, and a base hit could bring in that run at third. Looking for the inside corner that time, but missed it high. And the count is 1-0. Moncada walked after an 8-pitch at bat. Really battled that one out, and her courtesy runner ended up at second. And then Joyce singled her in. Actually, she ended up in third after a couple wild pitches. As Lunar will hit the outside corner, and the count is 1-1. 2 outs and a runner on third. Lady Tigers trying to keep it a 1-run deficit. Lunar winds and deals. Tried the off-speed pitch. Well, that was well done by Evans to get out of her stance and get to it. I don't think they would have sent the runner from third, but that got away from Lunar, and Evans made a nice play. Here comes the 2-1. It's in the dirt, and it's 3-1. Joyce awaits in the on-deck circle. She has the RBI on the day for Cibola. So even if you were to walk Moncada, who I'm sure in the 3 spot is a dangerous hitter, got another one right after it. Fouled off, and the count goes full. 3-2 with 2 outs here in the bottom of the third inning. Cibola leading 1-0 on the Richardson Motor scoreboard. And Lunar trying to keep that score right where it is. Both fans, or sets of fans, trying to get behind their team. And called strike 3 on the outside corner. So back-to-back at-bats. Lunar gets the punch out with the hitter looking. And the Lady Tigers, after giving up back-to-back singles to begin the inning, are able to work out of the trouble And it remains a 1-0 game through 3 completes on the Richardson Motor scoreboard. You're listening to Alamo Sports and Talk, 1230, 1019.
Edward Jones is a proud sponsor of Alamogordo Lady Tiger Softball on Alamo Sports and Talk, KRSY 1230, 101.9. Call financial advisor Megan Wade at 575-434-5850 for all your investment needs. Edward Jones, member SIPC.
Overcoming drug addiction was difficult, but I found the path to recovery that worked for me. The road to recovery is different for everyone. Find the path that works for you. Learn more at cdc.gov/stopoverdose.
Is your out-of-town bank really giving you the best mortgage deal? This is Emily from First National Bank. Not all mortgage loans are the same. Choosing the right one could mean big savings for you. Personalized service from our team of experts will help you find the best options available. Don't let loyalty cost you more than it should. Find the right mortgage solution that works for you. Talk to our mortgage experts today and learn how much you can save.
Putting you first is in our name. First National Bank.
Member FDIC, equal housing lender, all loans subject to credit approval.
You're listening to Alamo Sports and Talk, 1230, 1019. We go to the top of the 4th inning. Cibola 1, Alamogordo 0. On the Richardson Motor scoreboard, Alyssa Bautista takes a first strike. And Gabby Moncada looking to hit the outside corner, misses away to the lefty Bautista. Alyssa, a strikeout her first time up. And the count is even at 1. 5, 6, and 7 in the order here for the Lady Tigers. Bautista, Ortiz, and Rodriguez. And that pitch will miss away. And it's 2-1. Moncada has struck out 5 and has given up 3 Lady Tiger hits. The 2-1. Swing and a miss, 2-2. Bautista settles back in. And Moncada looking for that outside corner. She gets it. Called strike 3. And there's 1 down. So that is 6 strikeouts now for Moncada. And for the most part, the Lady Tiger hitters have not been able to consistently get something going. Single to first, but ended up getting erased on a stolen base attempt. They did get first and second in the second inning on a single and a walk, and did the same thing in the third, as this is hit in the air to right center field, and not able to get their center fielder. Couldn't quite tell if she was diving to get that or if she just kind of stumbled, but that was a long run for anybody to get to, and Iceland Ortiz flares one out to right center for her second hit of the day. So 2 for 2 for the Lady Tigers shortstop. And it'll bring up Alexis Rodriguez, who drew a walk her first time at the plate. Moncada into her motion. Pitch is going to miss low. And it'll be 1-0 to Rodriguez. Talked about Drew. 3 walks in the game against Rio Rancho. Is already out of bases on balls here in this game. And a hard hit liner. That's a double play. As it is snagged by Gaw. She'll step on the bag, and the inning is over. Fast reaction from the first baseman for Cibola, and she makes the play, and the inning is over just like that. Lady Tigers trail 1-0 on the Richardson Motor scoreboard. You're listening to Lady Tiger Fast Pitch here on Alamo Sports and Talk, 1230, 1019.
The Winter Circle has been outfitting champions for over 50 years in Otero County. Established in 1970 by our Gigi and Big John.
Let's show our school spirit. Whether you're a Tiger, Wildcat, Bear, or Chief, we can make t-shirts, sweatshirts, polos, and hats. And we do custom embroidery too. The Winter Circle does it all. Custom orders available for businesses, squadrons, and organizations like hats, polos, name tags, also trophies and awards.
Winter Circle, 1201 10th Street. Go Tiger! See you at the games!
Transform your home with Ochoa Stucco. Whether it's a fresh look or a durable finish, their expert team delivers quality and style. Say goodbye to bland exteriors and hello to stunning curb appeal. Ochoa Stucco, always a flawless finish. 442-6745.
If only life had a remote control, you could pause or rewind. Well, life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome, but prediabetes does. Take the 1-minute risk test today at doihaveprediabetes.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and its prediabetes awareness partners.
Alamo Sports and Talk, 1230-1019, as the first pitch of the inning from Chloe Lunar will miss high to Athena Joyce, the cleanup hitter for Cibola. She's got the RBI in the day, single that brought in Gabby Moncada's courtesy runner. And a swing and a miss from Joyce as she goes after one low, and the count evens at 1-1. Now, Lady Tigers did a nice job of working out of trouble in the third inning. And a really nice defensive play by Gaw, the first baseman for Cibola, to get a double play. Hard hit ground ball, and Iceland Ortiz unable to make the play. It's short. A single for Joyce, and the Lady Cougars have the leadoff hitter on for the second time in a row. And they'll bring up Ashley Varela. Struck out her first time up. That ended the first inning. And Lennar winds and deals. Showing bunt, and that one will squib foul up the first base line. And so it'll be 0-1. That was a good bunt from Varela. Just couldn't quite keep it inside the line. But that'd have been if it stays a little bit further inside the line, that's going to be a difficult play for whoever fields that. The 0-1. Looking to bunt again. And she did offer at it. Unable to make contact, and the count is 0-2. Now we'll be swinging away most likely now. As here comes the 0-2. And trying to hit the outside corner. She gets it. And yet again, Lunar hitting that spot on the outside. And so there's one down. It'll bring up Vanessa Romero, who grounded out to third base her first time up. This is fouled off the screen behind home plate. And so 0-1 to Romero. Both pitchers by no means have been perfect today, but they've worked through trouble, and it's been, I think, fair to say a pitcher's duel. I think the defenses have made big plays. I mean, it's been nice work all the way around as the off-speed is in the dirt, and the count evens up at 1-1. It's been I think, overall really well-played softball game today on both sides. As here comes the 1-1. That is in there for a strike. 1-2 on the outer half of the plate. So Romero back in with a runner on first. The 1-2. Called strike three again on that outside corner. Yeah, I think if you're Cibola, the hitter, if it's in close on that outside corner, you got to be offering at it. And protecting the plate on 2 strikes. That's now 4 strikeouts in the last 5 on called strike threes. And looking to go inside, but just missing is Lunar, and it's 1-0 to Nevaeh Gaw, who grounded out to second base in her first at-bat. And that's in there for a strike, and the count is 1-1. Two outs and a runner on first. The 1-1. And just going to miss off. 2-1. Did miss by a whole bunch on that, but that's been the spot for Chloe in this game. She's hit it well. The 2-1. That's well outside. 3-1. Now the one run in the game for Cibola came with 2 outs. Ava Benavides in the on-deck circle if Gall reaches. A 3-1 count to the first baseman. Here's the pitch. Low and outside, it misses. And so that's a walk. Single, a couple strikeouts, and then a walk. And now the lefty, Ava Benavides, will come to the plate. And Haley Evans will walk out to the circle, and the Lady Tiger infield will chat things over real quick before we get into the next at-bat. So that is strikeout count now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 now for Chloe Lunar. And 4 hits for Cibola. She has also given up 2 walks on the day. So Benavides will step in with an opportunity to try and double her team's lead. They lead 1-0 in the bottom of the 4th inning on the Richardson Motor scoreboard. And a ground ball. This will go right back to the circle. Toss on the first is an overthrow. Goes over the head of the first baseman. That will score at least 1 run. They're going to try to score an extra one, and it does not get in time. So the E1 will score 2 runs. And a mistake by the Lady Tigers makes it a 3-0 lead for Cibola. Now a pretty routine play. And she certainly knew she needed to hurry with the hitter being a lefty. She, get out of the box a little bit quicker. This is fouled off, but just one of those that sometimes that's difficult, that turnaround play. She had her back to first base when she fielded it. She has to spin around and make the throw, and, you see it. By the way, Benavides ended up on second. Here comes the 0-1, and that misses above the belt. Well, I guess the question is now for the Lady Tigers, can they get their bats going and get on the scoreboard? Now they've got a bigger hole to try to dig themselves out of. And also got to find a way to get out of this inning. Melvin singled to begin the 3rd inning. She's going to foul this one off out of play. And the count is 1-2. Melvin steps back in with a runner on second and 2 down. The 1-2. And just going to miss that up. And the count goes to 2-2. First error of the game? No, second error of the game, actually. No, I'm sorry. That's first one. I remember Lady Tigers had an error at the end of the Rio Rancho game. I kind of conflated this one. Here is a pop-up out to second, and that'll end the inning. But the mistake hurts the Lady Tigers in the bottom of the 4th. An error scores 2 runs. So 1 error, 2 runs scored, 1 hit for Cibola, and 1 runner left on as we go to the top of the 5th inning on the Richardson Motor scoreboard. You're listening to Alamo Sports and Talk, 1230, 1019.
Spring into a home equity loan with OFCU, offering a reduced home equity rate for your spring fixes. Now through the end of May, get a fixed rate of 5.99% APR for first lien position and 6.99% APR for second lien position. Unlock the equity in your home and save. Apply online today. OteroFCU.org. Other restrictions to apply. All in subject credit approval. Rates are based on credit worthiness. Federally insured by NCUA. Equal housing lender.
Our success is our success. We belong to you.
Ryan Richardson Motor Company wishes the Tigers an amazing winning season. May your efforts match your dreams. Buy, sell, or trade late model cars, trucks, and SUVs. Financing available. Stop by for a test drive and score an amazing deal with Ryan Richardson Motor Company. 318 South White Sands Boulevard or online at ryanrichardson.company. That's ryanrichardson.company.
Alamo Sports and Talk, 1230, 1019. Madison Ruiz leads things off for the Lady Tigers as we are in the top of the fifth inning. Cibola 3, Alamogordo nothing. As the Lady Cougars played at 2 in the fourth. Pitch misses low after the first pitch was in for a called strike, and the count is 1-1. Ruiz struck out her first time up. The pitch. And a bunt attempt by Ruiz is going to be fouled off. And so the count will go 1-2. It's Ruiz, then Chamberlain, and Kosum due up this inning for the Lady Tigers. 8, 9, and 1 in the order. One run in the first for Cibola. Came off the RBI single from Athena Joyce, and then the throwing error by the Lady Tigers last inning. Swing and a miss. And for the second time today, Ruiz is down on strikes.
Now batting number 7, Addison Chamberlain.
Bring up Addie Chamberlain now. But on a play that honestly should have been the end of that bottom of the fourth inning, 2 runs come across, and the Lady Tigers, who just haven't been able to string anything together. They've gotten a couple of runners into scoring position. Pop up on the bunt is right to the pitcher, Moncada. She's got it, and there's 2 down.
Now batting number 13, Amani Kosum.
And I'll bring up Amani Kosum, who singled in her last at-bat, struck out in the first inning, and she's 1 for 2. And fouled off and back of the screen, and the count is 0-1. Lady Tigers on 4 hits for the day. And have gone on with a couple of walks as well. As the 0-1 is fouled off again. And Kosum falls behind the count now, 0-2. 2 outs and the base is empty in the top of the fifth, and let's be honest, Lady Tigers starting to run out of chances here. Just 7 outs remaining. Fouled off again by Kosum. Pops this one out of play. And the count will stay 0-2 to the Lady Tigers second baseman. Kosum settles back into the right-hand batter's box. Right-handed pitching Moncada. Into her motion. Here's the pitch. And this is hit in the air to right field. It is carrying back. It is caught by the right fielder. A good contact there from Kosum. But the right fielder for the Lady Cougars, Vanessa Romero, makes the play. And the inning is over. Lady Tigers go down in order as we go to the bottom of the fifth inning. Cibola leading this one 3-0 on the Richardson Motor scoreboard. You're listening to the Lady Tiger Fast Pitch on Alamo Sports and Talk.
Edward Jones is a proud sponsor of Alamogordo Lady Tiger Softball on Alamo Sports and Talk, KRSY 1230, 101.9. Call financial advisor Megan Wade at 575-434-5850 for all your investment needs. Edward Jones, member SIPC.
Overcoming drug addiction was difficult, but I found the path to recovery that worked for me. The road to recovery is different for everyone. Find the path that works for you. Learn more at cdc.gov/stopoverdose.
Need a break? Does sun, sand, and adventure sound inviting? This is Susie Orwell with First National Bank. A quick and easy personal loan can help make it happen. Apply today and turn your getaway into unforgettable memories.
First National Bank, member FDIC, all in subject to credit approval.
Is your out-of-town bank or credit union giving you the best mortgage deal? Don't let loyalty cost you. This is Justin at First National Bank. Speak with one of our experts to learn how much you can save.
First National Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender, all in subject to credit approval.
Alamo Sports and Talk, 1230, 1019. You're listening to State Tournament Softball. The Alamogordo Lady Tigers trailing 3-0 to Cibola. And a check swing by Pete Rossetti. She did go around. First pitch missed, and the count is even at 1-1. So it's top of the order here for Cibola with Pete Rossetti, then Medina, and Moncada. As here's the 1-1. And trying to hit that outside corner. She gets the call. And the 1-2 count. Feel like I'm a broken record. I've said that a lot, that she's trying to spot things on the right-handed hitters on the outside corner, but that's been where Chloe's lived today. The 1-2. And she'll miss that in the dirt outside of the backstop. And the count will be 2-2. Leadoff hitter for the Lady Cougars as they try to add on to a 3-0 lead. 2-2. That is fouled off and out of play. And we'll keep the count at 2-2. Pete Grassetti, by the way, a strikeout and a single in her 2 at-bats. Ended up stranded at third in the 3rd inning. 2-2. Trying to hit that outside corner with that off-speed pitch, but it's going to be outside, 3-2. Was just running right on the chalk of the left-hand batter's box there. As we await the 3-2. And that'll be low and outside. And it'll be a leadoff walk for Pete Grassetti. And it'll bring up Angelica Medina now. Cibola's been pretty aggressive trying to steal bases. They tried that double steal earlier, which I don't know if that was one of those that the hitter needed to make contact on that with the bunt attempt, or so we'll see if they try and test Evans with nobody out. And this is hit in the air. This might get down. It will. In between the shortstop and the left fielder. That was a long run for Ruiz, and a difficult play trying to go backwards to make it for Ortiz. Just hit it in the right spot, and so it's walk single, and just like the 3rd inning, Cibola gets the first 2 hitters on, and now Gabby Moncada going to try to help her own cause here. And she will hit a ground ball right to 3rd, but it is going to be off the glove, and an error on the Lady Tigers as on the in-between hop, Davi Gonzalez unable to make the play. So that'll be the 2nd error of the day for the Lady Tigers. We'll get the courtesy runner on for Cibola. As Haley Rodriguez, number 5, will run again. She actually scored a run earlier in the game. But it's the bases loaded and nobody outs in the bottom of the 5th inning. And in the dirt, Evans able to keep it in front of her. And the count is 1-0. No. Joyce with 2 singles on the day, an RBI and a run scored. The 1-0. And that's on the outer half for a called strike. Count evens up at 1-1 on the Lady Cougar center fielder. Here's the pitch. And a ground ball right side of the infield. They go home and get the force out. No double play opportunity, but well done by Kosum as she went home and gets the force, and so does not allow the run to score. Fielder's choice, 4-2. Still bases loaded and 1 out. So to bring up Ashley Varela, who has struck out twice. 0 for 2 on the morning. And she hits a ground ball right back to the pitcher. She'll get 1 at first. Toss on to first. Oh, it's going to go off the glove of Bautista, and the run will score. Well, they certainly could have gotten the double play, and the throw was there, but it just deflected off the top of the mid of Bautista. And another error for the Lady Tigers. You could argue whether that's E2 or E3, but it's an error nonetheless. So fielder's choice went 1-2 and got the 2nd out, but the error brings the run in. And that was Rodriguez, I believe, that scored on the play. And that'll be in there for a strike to Vanessa Romero, who's 0 for 2 with a ground out and a strikeout. Third error of the day for the Lady Tigers. That's plated 3 runs. Swing and a miss. So 0-2 to Romero. Runners on the corners. And the 0-2. Swing and a miss and struck her out. But not before Cibola able to add on another run here as we go to 5 complete innings on the Richardson Motor scoreboard. Lady Cougars 4, Lady Tigers nothing. We'll return here to Albuquerque right after this on Alamo Sports and Talk to 1230, 101.9.
The Winter Circle has been outfitting champions for over 50 years in Otero County. Established in 1970 by our Gigi and Big John.
Let's show our school spirit, whether you're a Tiger, Wildcat, Bear, or Chief. We can make t-shirts, sweatshirts, polos, and hats. And we do custom embroidery too. The Winter Circle does it all. Custom orders available for businesses, squadrons, and organizations like hats, polos, name tags, also trophies and awards.
Winter Circle.
1201 10th Street. Go Tiger. See you at the game.
Join the fantastic team at Ochoa Stucco. Full-time positions, on-the-job training, and competitive pay. Start a career in construction. Message Ochoa Stucco on Facebook or call 575-442-6745 to schedule an interview.
I didn't ask to be thrown in the streets, but I did ask for help, and Covenant House was there for me.
For these kids who didn't ask to be put in this unthinkable situation, Covenant House is there. To learn more, go to safeplacetosleep.org today.
Alamo Sports and Talk, 1230, 101.9. As the top of the 6th inning begins with a pitch outside to Haley Evans. 1-0. It is 4-0 Cibola on the Richardson Motor scoreboard. And Haley Evans to the plate. 1 for 2 with a single back in the first. She popped out center field in her second at-bat, down and in. And in the dirt, 2-0. Now, the errors has certainly been a storyline in this game for the Lady Tigers, but the other part about it is they just haven't been able to get the runs on this end of it. Even if it still was a 1-0 game. I almost put some runners in scoring position today, but I don't know, it doesn't feel like they really ever threatened that much as the pitch misses high and outside, 3-0. If they're going to get it going, it needs to happen now with limited opportunities remaining. Moncada into her motion. Here's the pitch. And that's going to be a called strike. Evans thought she had drawn the walk. And she'll have to come on back. 3-1. And that time, well, again, she thought she had drawn the walk, and she'll come on back. As that pitch hits the inside corner, and it's 3-2. Well, the 3-0 was definitely striking. That one, was right there as well, so I don't know. Evans will foul this one off. Wonder if that's a way, you have your catcher that frames the pitches, hoping to try and get that call on over your hitter's like, oh, if I'm running down there, he's not going to call the strike. None of that works, by the way. Here comes the 3-2. And in the air and down for a base hit up the third base line. And so the Lady Tigers get the leadoff hitter on here in the 6th as they try to get something started. Down by 4. And Chloe Lennar will come to the plates. 0 for 1, a walk in the third, a strikeout back in the first. Ronnie Moncada into her motion. And looking for that outside corner. She gets the call. And the count is 0-1. Lennar watched that one above the belt. The count evens up at 1-1 to the Lady Tiger pitcher. Part of the order for the Lady Tigers, and could be the last time through, so they've got to try to make something happen here. Fouled off and back to the screen, and Lennar falls behind in the count now, 1-2. Lady Tigers with 5 hits on the day. And have left, I think, 2 in scoring position. And this is hard hit, but it's going to be fouled at the third base line. And we'll keep the count 1-2. So good contact there from Chloe, but a bit late on it as she sends it foul. Nobody out and a runner on first here in the top of the 6th inning. As here comes the 1-2, and that'll miss high. 2-2 now. Trying to get Lunar to chase one up on the rise pitch, but Lunar step back in here with 2-2. Evans at first. Well, that's outside. And the count goes full now, 3-2 on Lunar. Now, Lady Tigers need base runners. So you'll take it any way that you can get it. 3-2. Fouls it off the screen. And we'll do it again. 8th pitch of the at-bat. Evans also took it full in her at-bat before picking up a single. So Lady Tigers with 2 extended at-bats here. The 3-2. Now we'll miss high and away. And that's a walk. So Lady Tigers get exactly what they needed coming into this inning, which is the first 2 hitters on. And that's going to lead to a visit to the circle from the Cibola bench. 2 on and nobody out for Alamogordo on the top of the 6th as they try to make their stand here and see if they can rally back in this game. They'll have Davi Gonzalez coming up to the plate next. She's 0 for 2 with a fly out to left field and a strikeout as well. We've obviously had a lot of games going on across the state. And I admit at some point during this broadcast to chat about that, but we've kind of been busy. In 5A, Centennial is already on to the quarters. They beat Atrisco Heritage 13-1 yesterday. They beat El Dorado 11-0. How about Mayfield as they beat Carlsbad 4-2? That game I think was last night. So was the Centennial game. And so Centennial Mayfield will face off coming up next Thursday at 9 a.m. You got this game, Cibola and Alamogordo. Cruces got to win as well as they knocked out the 7 seed. La Cueva and Cruces are playing today as Davi watches this first one miss outside. So we are down to our last 8. And again, a reminder, whoever wins this game or whoever loses this game is not out of the tournament. They will they'll play. This one is lifted in the air. That's a base hit out into the outfield. They are going to send Evans. Here's the throw in. It is going to be not there in time. So Evans scores, and the Lady Tigers are on the board. It's a 4-1 lead now for Cibola on the RBI single from Davi Gonzalez. And the Lady Tigers have finally got something going. It'll be first and second again here with nobody out. And the Lady Tigers are within 3. And here's a ground ball that'll go foul. And it's 0-1 to Bautista, who has struck out twice. And a better day against, or a better game against Rio Rancho, but today just hasn't got it going against Moncada. Going to get time called by Coach Ronnie Reyes. And I don't know if we're going to get maybe a courtesy runner in, or is this going to be a pinch hitter? Maybe a pinch runner for Davi, maybe, at first. Yeah, they're going to bring in Lola Carbajal, number 16. So it puts a little more speed on the base pass for the Lady Tigers. And if you get something out into the gaps, you want to at least have a better chance of scoring that run from first. That could really make a big difference for you. Still nobody out, and 0-1 the count here to Bautista. So watch that one, and watch it just miss off the outside corner. Pete Rossetti held that there for a while and then waited to throw it back. I think, understandably so, she thought that was a strike. I thought that was right there, too. The 1-1. Swing and a miss, and 1-2. And the Lady Tigers finally have broken through for their first run of the day. Can they keep this rally going? 1-2. And a swing and a miss. And it just hasn't been Alyssa's day. Third strikeout. And that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 strikeouts now for Gabby Moncada. Both pitchers have been racking up the strikeouts. I think Chloe's on 6 or 7. Yeah, she's on 7. Yeah. This is hit in the air to center field. That's a base hit. They'll throw to second, and they're going to get the out there. Carbajal with the late break to go to second base there. I don't know if the first base coach for Alamogordo was telling her to hold on the play because they thought it might end up being a pop-out. Maybe that line drive that got the double play made Alamogordo a little gun-shy there to not leave the bag quite as early, but it was one that certainly they shouldn't have picked up the second out there, but they do, as it's in the dirt, and Pete Cressetti does a good job of blocking that and keeping it in front of her. By the way, that's Ice's third hit of the day. She's had a fantastic game here against Cibola. And so there's 2 down as Carbajal, who was the pinch runner, that's in there for a strike to Rodriguez, and the count evens up at 1-1. But still runners on the corners and a base hit from Rodriguez as she fouls this one up at the first base line. And the count's 1-2. And Lady Tigers will, if they can only get 1 run out of this inning, they will, I think, be really disappointed with that. At first and second with nobody out twice. And really should have the bases loaded here with 1 out. 1-2 is going to miss up and away. And the count evens up at 2-2 now. Well, as big of a spot the Lady Tigers have had in this game, desperately needing a hit from their number 7 hitter, Alexis Rodriguez. So watch that one miss off the plate outside. Did not miss by much. Looked like that was running right on that the chalk of the left-hand batter's box. But I would say a difficult one to lay off of there for Alexis. Runner will get a head start at first with 2 outs and a full count. Here comes the 3-2, and here's a ground ball too short. Should be routine. Toss on to first is in time, and the Lady Tigers are going to leave 2 on here in the inning. They do get 1 run. They come up with 3 hits and no Cibola errors as we go to the bottom of the 6th, and Cibola trying to add on to a 4-1 advantage and move on to the winner side of the bracket here in the double elimination tournament in the Class 5A state tournament. Right back.
Spring into a home equity loan with OFCU, offering a reduced home equity rate for your spring fixes. Now through the end of May, get a fixed rate of 5.99% APR for first lien position and 6.99% APR for second lien position. Unlock the equity in your home and save. Apply online today. OteroFCU.org. Other restrictions to apply. All in subject credit approval. Rates are based on credit worthiness. Federally insured by NCUA. Equal housing lender.
Our success is our success. We belong to you.
Ryan Richardson Motor Company wishes the Tigers an amazing winning season. May your efforts match your dreams. Buy, sell, or trade late model cars, trucks, and SUVs. Financing available. Stop by for a test drive and score an amazing deal with Ryan Richardson Motor Company. 318 South White Sands Boulevard or online at ryanrichardson.company. That's ryanrichardson.company.
Alamo Sports and Talk, 1230, 1019. Alamogordo trailing 4-1 on the Richardson Motor scoreboard. And Nevaeh Gaw, the first baseman for Cibola, leads things off. She is 0 for 1. Ground out and a walk, but a run scored as well. And that's going to come in and hit Gaw. And that's the first hit by pitch, I believe, for either team today. But it puts a base runner on. And the story of this game is going to be errors. 3 of the runs that are up on the scoreboard for Cibola are off of Alamogordo errors. And we'd be all even right now if that wasn't the case. So Lady Tigers just haven't been as sharp as they've needed to be defensively in this game. And a courtesy runner. Actually, this would be just a straight-up pinch runner here for Cibola as they bring in Kira Sample, number 29. Runner on with nobody out, and Ava Benavidez will come to the plate. Struck out in the second and reached on an error in the fourth. That was maybe the biggest play of the game. Here's one that is popped in the air. Second baseman's only going to have a play to first. They'll get it. Very, very close play. That was another one that I thought maybe Benavidez had beat that out, but just by a step. That was kind of an awkward play as Kosum had a charge on it from second, also had to try to avoid the runner, and she was able to get to it and make the throw to first in time. Does allow Sample to move up to second, and Macy Melvin to the plate and watches the first pitch miss outside. 1-0 the count. Melvin singled back in the third, and she popped out to second in her at-bat in the fourth inning. As the 1-0 is called strike. Count evens up at 1-1. Melvin will take a number of steps back out towards the screen and then work her way back into the batter's box. Reset. 1-1, and the off-speed pitch just misses high. 2-1 the count. The pitch. Looking for that inside corner this time on the righty. She gets the call, and the count is 2-2. So 1 out in the bottom of the sixth, and a runner in scoring position here for Cibola out at second base. Lady Tiger fans trying to get behind their pitcher here. The 2-2. And a ground ball to short. Ortiz unable to field it cleanly. Goes off her glove. And that is error number 4 for the Lady Tigers in this game. And it puts runners on first and second with 1 out. Well, it's definitely one of those games the Lady Tigers just going to have to refocus before next week. And we'll say not necessarily a bad thing for Alamo that they don't have to turn around and play another. If this was last year in the state tournament, they'd have to turn around and play another game later in the day. So they get a little bit of time off and try to reset, and pitch misses low. It's not over yet, though. The Lady Tigers, they can get out of this inning without any damage done. He's got an opportunity in the top of the seventh. 1-0 the count here to Presley Peak Rossetti. And she lines this one back up the middle. It's a base hit. Chamberlain tosses it back in. They thought about sending the runner home, but she will get back to third. And so to load the bases here. And it'll be Angelica Medina that will come to the plate. She singled in her last at-bat. Struck out in the third, grounded out in the first. Force it any base here for the Lady Tigers. And it'll be Lunar into her motion. Here's the pitch. And that'll get over for a strike on the outside half of the plate, and the count's 0-1. Here comes the pitch. And that will miss outside. The count evens at 1-1. Here's the pitch. And just off the end of the bat, Bautista will come home and get the force out. And so the run does not score. The fielder's choice 3-2. And that was Gau's courtesy runner, Sample, that was out. And Coach Ronnie Reyes coming out and talking to the home plate umpire here. So 2 down and time called. And so now the umpires are going to get together and talk something over. Not totally sure what the Alamogordo bench saw there, and didn't look like there was anything particularly strange that happened on that play, to be honest. So they will talk it over, and umpires will break up, and home plate umpire will head back over to Coach Ronnie Reyes, and seemed like Ronnie was okay with the explanation that he got. Heads back to the dugout. Yeah, not totally sure what that was about there, but regardless, 2 out and the base is loaded. And Gabby Moncada going to try to give herself some extra insurance going to the top of the 7th. And nice pitch from Lunar as she brings that back in over the plate for a called strike, and the count's 0-1. Lunar ready to bring the 0-1. Oh, and that comes in and hits her in the head, so she lost control of that, and Moncada a little bit of discomfort now after that. Now the run will score, but by no means the way that you want to get it there. And so looks like she's getting to her feet. She's going to head over to first base. And so Moncada looks like she's going to be able to shake that off, but always scary when you see somebody get hit in the head. And she continues to walk over to first base. And she's going to walk further up the first base line to try and shake it off. So it'll be 5-1 Cibola. Melvin scores on that pitch.
Number 5, Haley Rodriguez, running for
And they'll bring the courtesy runner in. Rodriguez had run for her all day. So Moncada looks like she's okay. She's now running back to the dugout. Got a smile on her face, so all looks to be okay with the pitcher for Cibola. And that is a sigh of relief for sure. Well, 1 run does come across here. Lady Tigers still in a jam, though, with 2 outs and the bases loaded. And Athena Joyce, who's been hard to get out today, gonna watch that pitch miss inside. And it's 1-0. 2 singles for Joyce, a run scored, and an RBI as well. She grounded into a fielder's choice for her last time up. 2 for 3 on the day. The 1-0. She fouls this one off out of play, and the count evens up at 1-1. Two outs and the bases full here in the bottom of the 6th for Cibola, as their lead is back out to 4. They lead 5-1. Outside, it misses. 2-1. Well, after no hit by pitches in this game for Chloe, 2 in the inning. Just 1 hit in the inning for Cibola. It's been hit by pitch, error, single, hit by pitch. That's brought the run across. 2-1. High pop up. Looks like it's going to stay in play. And Bautista makes it in foul territory just in front of the first base bag. And the inning is over, but not before Cibola reclaims a 4-run lead. Going to the top of the 7th on the Richardson Motor scoreboard, it's the Lady Cougars 5 and the Lady Tigers 1. And last opportunity for Alamogordo coming up next. Stay with us.
Edward Jones is a proud sponsor of Alamogordo Lady Tiger Softball on Alamo Sports and Talk, KRSY 1230, 101.9. Call financial advisor Megan Wade at 575-434-5850 for all your investment needs. Edward Jones, member SIPC.
Overcoming drug addiction was difficult, but I found the path to recovery that worked for me. The road to recovery is different for everyone. Find the path that works for you. Learn more at cdc.gov/stopoverdose.
Is your out-of-town bank or credit union giving you the best mortgage deal? Don't let loyalty cost you. This is Justin at First National Bank. Speak with one of our experts to learn how much you can save.
First National Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender, all subject to credit approval.
Dreaming of sandy beaches or unforgettable family adventures? This is Susie Orwell with First National Bank. A personal loan can help you discover your dream vacation. Apply today. It's closer than you think.
First National Bank, member FDIC, all subject to credit approval.
Alamo Sports and Talk, 1230, 1019. A 5-1 lead for Cibola as we go to the top of the seventh, and Maddie Ruiz went after one that was coming in on her, and she made contact with it. It'll be 0-1 as she fouls it off. You can see Gabby Moncada back out in the circle after she took that hit batsman, and that's in there for a strike. 0-2. She definitely was in a lot of discomfort right afterwards, but seems to be just fine as she rips one on the outside corner for a strike and not able to catch the plate on the 0-2, and it's 1-2 now. So the Lady Tigers send up their 8, 9, and 1 hitters in this inning. Ruiz is 0 for 2 with a couple of strikeouts. And behind in the count here, 1-2. The pitch. She'll foul it off, and we'll do it again. So you Addie Chamberlain. And then Amani Kosum for the Lady Tigers. Moncada with the 1-2. Swing and a miss. And a strikeout. As Moncada registers 6, 7, 8, 9, 10th, 11th strikeout now. So got a double figures in the last inning, and keeps rolling along. Lady Tigers have, had some opportunities, gotten runners in scoring positions in the second and the third, in the fourth or in the sixth inning. The sixth inning was the best opportunity, and Alamogordo only came away with 1 run as Chamberlain will watch that one on the inside part of the plate for a strike, and it's 0-1. So again, Lady Tigers, unless they do something drastic here over the next few at-bats, as this is fouled off, 0-2. We'll play the loser of the Las Cruces and La Cueva game, 11 a.m. Up at Cleveland High School this upcoming Thursday. So the tournament will not be over despite a defeat here. And a strikeout, number 12 for Moncada, as Chamberlain swings and misses, and the Lady Tigers are down to their last out. Now, Alamo leaving runners on base, errors. Just haven't been able to make the plays when they've needed to, whether it's been offensively or defensively today. And a pop-up that will get out of play up the first base side for Kosum. And the count is 0-1. Amani 1 for 3 today. Strikeout, pop-out, and a single. Here comes the 0-1. That'll miss high. Deflects off of the glove of Pete Rossetti to the backstop. But no need to rush there with the bases empty here and 2 down in the top of the 7th. I know Cibola would love another chance at La Cueva. They split their 2 games this year. But maybe Cruces. I don't know. We'll see what happens in that game. This is a high pop-up again out of play up the first base side. And it's 1-2. So it'll be likely a pair of Las Cruces schools and a pair of Albuquerque schools on the winner's side of the bracket. And then Alamogordo will likely see a familiar opponent in Las Cruces. They have played La Cueva too. This is just off the end of the bat and foul up the first base side. Gaw tried to get to it, but was just beyond her glove. And we'll keep the count 1-2. And then Trisco Heritage and Carlsbad will play in the other game in the elimination side of the bracket. High pop-up this time in play. Should be there for the center fielder. She's got it. And Cibola's got the win as they advance on to the winner's side of the bracket and pick up the win over the Alamogordo Lady Tigers by a final score of 5-1 on the Richardson Motor scoreboard. Otero Federal Credit Union postgame show is coming up for you next. We'll recap this one and tell you what's next coming up for the Alamogordo Lady Tigers. You're listening to Alamo Sports and Talk, 1230, 1019.
The Winter Circle has been outfitting champions for over 50 years in Otero County. Established in 1970 by our Gigi and Big John.
Let's show our school spirit, whether you're a Tiger, Wildcat, Bear, or Chief. We can make t-shirts, sweatshirts, polos, and hats. And we do custom embroidery too. The Winter Circle does it all. Custom orders available for businesses, squadrons, and organizations like hats, polos, name tags, also trophies and awards.
Winter Circle, 1201 10th Street. Go Tiger! See you at the game!
Looking to transform your home's exterior? Meet Rudy Ochoa. With years of experience in stucco, Rudy and his crew deliver quality craftsmanship and stunning flawless finishes. 575-442-6745.
We are the Veterans Health Administration, and our hands provide life-changing care to over 9 million veterans across more than 1,200 facilities nationwide. Join hands with us to make an impact in your community. Learn more at vacareers.va.gov.
Spring into a home equity loan with OFCU, offering a reduced home equity rate for your spring fixes. Now through the end of May, get a fixed rate of 5.99% APR for first lien position and 6.99% APR for second lien position. Unlock the equity in your home and save. Apply online today. OteroFCU.org. Other restrictions to apply. All in subject credit approval. Rates are based on credit worthiness. Federally insured by NCUA. Equal housing lender.
Our success is our success. We belong to you.
Ryan Richardson Motor Company wishes the Tigers an amazing winning season. May your efforts match your dreams. Buy, sell, or trade late model cars, trucks, and SUVs. Financing available. Stop by for a test drive and score an amazing deal with Ryan Richardson Motor Company. 318 South White Sands Boulevard or online at ryanrichardson.company. That's ryanrichardson.company.
Edward Jones is a proud sponsor of Alamogordo Lady Tiger Softball on Alamo Sports and Talk, KRSY 1230, 101.9. Call financial advisor Megan Wade at 575-434-5850 for all your investment needs. Edward Jones, member SIPC.
Overcoming drug addiction was difficult, but I found the path to recovery that worked for me. The road to recovery is different for everyone. Find the path that works for you. Learn more at cdc.gov/stopoverdose.
Alamo Sports and Talk, 1230, 1019. Final score here from Cibola High School is the Alamogordo Lady Tigers falling to the Cibola Lady Cougars 5-1 on the Richardson Motor scoreboard. Thanks for tuning in to today's broadcast. You're listening to the Otero Federal Credit Union postgame show. Lady Cougars got on the board in the first inning. Gabby Moncada walked. Her courtesy runner ended up over at third on a couple of wild pitches. And then Athena Joyce would single her in, and that made it 1-0. And that's kind of where we stayed. Lady Tigers got in a little bit of trouble in the third inning. But then in the fourth inning, that was kind of the turning point of the game. Cibola got a runner on with a single, but it was back-to-back strikeouts, a walk, put 2 on, and then a ground out back to the pitcher. The throw was overthrown to first, and that allowed 2 runs to come in, and that made it 3-0. At that point, Cibola would add on another in the fifth on another Alamogordo error that brought a run across. They tried to turn 2. It was with the bases loaded, and they got the out at home, and then the throw to first was too high and ended up bringing the run across. Alamogordo would get 1 run in the top of the 6th inning on an RBI single from Davi Gonzalez, but they unfortunately weren't able to cash in on more what they had. They had runners on first and second with nobody out a couple of times. But a strikeout, they got a single, but a error, or I should say poor base running as Alamo tried to advance the runner to And then credit to Gabby Moncada, who picked up 12 strikeouts in the game and pitched very well for the Lady Cougars. So, disappointing for Alamogordo, I would say. But, I think it's one of those that if they feel like they can clean up the things that affected them today, this is a much different game if Alamogordo doesn't make the mistakes that they do. So it wasn't one of those where you walk away going, boy, we were just overmatched. It was one of those that, too many errors. Base running miscues, and just not be able to come through in the situations with base runners on. So just have to try to bounce back, and likely they'll get Las Cruces on Thursday of next week. They're playing La Cueva today, but you never know. Las Cruces may provide an upset there. Cruces, very good team, so you never know. But my guess would probably be that it'll be Cruces and Alamogordo next Thursday at 11 a.m. Over at Cleveland High School. So we'll be there for that game and look forward to see what happens in that matchup. If the Lady Tigers win, they wouldn't play again until Friday. But it's now win or go home now for the Lady Tigers. It's on the elimination side of the bracket, and it'll be definitely a long road to go if they want to try to get back to the state championship game again this year. But we'll see what happens next week. Lady Tigers have a chance to reset and get ready to go on Thursday. That is going to do it for our broadcast. Again, thanks so much to all of our sponsors, OFCU, the Winner's Circle, Ochoa Stucco, First National Bank, Ryan Richardson Motor Company, and also a shout-out to Megan Wade, Edward Jones, for jumping on with us here in the state tournament as well. That is all for today here from Albuquerque and Cibola High School. Again, the Lady Cougars get the win on the Richardson Motor scoreboard by a final score of 5-1. And we will be back on the air with Tiger Softball coming up on Thursday here at Alamo Sports. So we will look forward to that one. Everybody have a wonderful rest of their Saturday, and happy Mother's Day to all the moms out there. And we will talk to you soon here on Alamo Sports and Talk.
No roadblocks are scheduled today on Highway 70, 54 South, or 380. For the latest roadblock information, call 575-678-1178. Today's forecast is calling for sunny skies, mostly clear tonight. In Alamogordo, high near 80, low of 51. For Cloudcroft, high of 61, overnight low of 33.